Alan, how pleased were you, with the performance and the result?
I'm pleased with the result. 27-10, I thought it was a decent reflection on where we were. Big defensive shift from us, and that's important at home. Maintain the momentum that we've started the season with. But for us, it's about that job done, and we move on now and try and take a similar performance and an improved performance away to Italy next week when we play Zebra.
And that was an important sort of result, Alan, after the result the weekend before?
I think in the context of today's results, it was important as well because it puts us second in our conference. So we're trying to build momentum through the season. You're trying to register enough wins. You lose tonight, you're in the bottom half of our conference. And with that, through winning, we build confidence, we build momentum, and we look forward to the next game. It's there's a degree of frustration ultimately in that we didn't interpret some of the decisions in and around the contact point, and we need to improve our discipline as well. However, I think you saw glimpses of what we're about tonight, and you saw that there is an X factor about us, and maybe if we'd have taken one or two chances earlier on, it would have been more comfortable.
Sam was man of the match. Are you seeing big improvements in his performances?
Yeah, I think he's responding well to our philosophy, our intent to the game plan. I thought he delivered excellently on that, particularly in the second half tonight. In the first half, maybe we were losing our shape a little bit in that middle third of the field. In the second half, I felt he put us into the right areas and knew when to put the ball behind the opposition and when to keep the ball in hand. And ultimately, he was good off the kicking tee and he scored a try, so it was a pretty complete performance. Equally, I thought he defended his channel really well. And as a team, it was a big that complemented the defensive shift of the night.
Alan, if he carries on like that, might he impress Wales at some point down the line this season?
Yeah, it's interesting. I listened to Bradley Davis speak during the week, and and anyone who's been there and the players who are there know that at this time of the season, you build your credibility by playing well for your club. So it's important to have that consistency of performance. I'm sure Welsh selectors are looking at players across the board, but they're looking for consistency of performance so that in those big moments they've got players on the field that can complement those around them.
After making those 12 changes, how important is it to win tonight?
Yeah, I think winning's important. Obviously that's the business that we're in, but the changes were strategically planned with the view to where our squad is. We got a reward last night in Galway, or in Athlone, where our A team won, and a number of those boys went back to Ireland last night with the A's, 8 of them I think, and they registered a win. And obviously we got a reward as well because we've come through tonight fairly unscathed. Last week we were unscathed as well. There will always be bumps and bruises, and that's down to the quality of what we're doing during the week and having a quality S&C team, medical team, rugby coaching team, so that the content of our week prepares players well for the weekend game when it really matters.
Third win here, next home game's Bridgend. What was the reason for taking the game there, and also what you're looking for that home match there?
I think if you look at the timing of that game, it's during the autumn internationals. We've got to predict what we're likely not to have, and therefore what we will have. And with a tight turnaround, scheduling from Sunday to Friday, it would just be exhausting for the depth of our squad, or lack of depth in our squad. So really, it's a no-brainer. I know the boys love playing here, but I think it's fantastic that we're a region. We want to share our qualities in all parts of the region, and as a result of that, we'll have a full stadium in Bridgend, you would expect, but more importantly, we've got 7 days between playing Connacht and playing Glasgow, and those home games are critical to us.
Zebra, you've got next week. They've beaten the Blues at home. I think now we lost to Giants today. What do you expect from them?
Yeah, they're a side who've, have threats all over the field. Obviously, they're like most teams. You saw Cardiff last night, great result against Munster. Most teams, they're a different prospect at home. So we've had a good review of them already, or preview of them already. We're fairly comfortable with how we're going to be set up. We know we'll have a decent deck squad to pick from. So it's going to be massive for us in terms of maintaining our momentum. But we're going over there with confidence, and we know that we're going to have to be right on the money and better than we were tonight to get the result.
And your captain again tonight, minus 10 minutes in the sin bin again, another impressive performance.
Yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic, and he leads through example. I'm sure people are tired of hearing that, but I think he's getting better and better, and he's peaking his performances in line for greater honours, I would suspect. But the biggest compliment I can give him, it's the third time I've used that word, but the biggest compliment I can give him is that he's unbelievably determined for the Ospreys. It matters, and I can see him growing as a skipper, not only on the field, but in particular off the field.
Great honours? Great honours? What would you mean by that?
But,
Great honours, yeah.
well, from playing club rugby,
Yeah.
international.
Are we seeing an improved George North as well, Alan?
He seems happy, yeah. He's George's a great guy, and if you've got happy players and a healthy environment, it's not a happy-go-lucky environment. It's a healthy environment, and that was tested last week, to be honest. On the back of what Munster did to us in Cork, and equally what happened with our A team back here at home. That was a real test of our environment and our culture, but actually it brought us closer together. We were very honest in terms of our reviews of the games. We had a bit of fun together, and then we trained particularly well during the week, and both teams won this weekend. So testament to the players in terms of how they responded, and to everybody involved in the management team, and obviously the support of the board.
What do you think of Treviso?
Greatly improving side. They're well coached. They challenge you all over the field. They're big and physical, and they never give up. And there's a real growth in Italian rugby, and it bodes well for the Italian team in the future.